personification of evil after Hitler, that's Charlie. The personification of evil after Hitler, that's Charlie. Charlie, of course.
Seriously, I mean seriously, you're gonna go on TV and say that top of the list, number one, is Adolf Hitler, and that at number two, right beneath him, is Charles Manson? Seriously, I mean, come on, stop it. Out of all the fucking serial killers that you could have fucking landed on, you landed on Charles Manson, when he, at most, tops, in my serial killer professional opinion, tops, and that's giving him quite the leniency. I'd say Charles Manson killed no more than 5 people. If I had to put a number on it, I'd say maybe 1 or 2. But that's the thing about, you know, if anything personifies American media, the birth of how to, I wouldn't say the birth of it, I suppose, but how to manipulate the media to get people to believe a side of the story that isn't really true. But since, you know, the Manson family killed celebrities and an actress while she was pregnant with the baby inside of her, the shock value of the story is just like, oh my god, this guy's the most heinous piece of shit. And they need a face to lump in, you know, the group of people that did it. You know, like Tex and Patricia, you know, and Krenwinkel, and all and the other, you know, the other girls. And they need a face to lump it all up, right? So it just lands on Charles Manson. Of course, he's the mastermind. He was pulling the strings the whole time. Was he involved? Who knows? More likely he was. Was he involved as media wants to make you believe he was? Probably not, but whatever. We'll never know. My point is this. Fast forward to the year 2016, and the way the media portrays, you know, tragedy, it's astonishing to me how they've mastered the art of knowing how to push people's buttons, and maybe not so much buttons, but when it comes to pushing that sensitivity, oh my god, I can't believe it, so heinous, you know, that feeling that people get, you know, in the pit of their stomach when they hear that, you know, a 3-year-old was eaten by a fucking koala bear, or a 4-year-old was eaten by a fucking lion, or whatever, you know, because he fell into the zoo because his parents are piece of shit parents. Stories like that, you know, it's just so crazy to me how that is what makes the news these days. And yet it's hard. You want to find real news, you gotta fucking dig for it, you know. You want to know about, you know, the troops that are overseas, you know, fighting these wars. It's almost impossible. It's hard to find that shit. But if we look at 2-year-old eaten by a alligator and whatever the fuck, there's 50,000 articles about it. Because they just know, they've mastered how to tap into that sensitivity of the human emotion, and how to just get that clickbait derp, and, you know, people eat it up, you know. And by the way, this is a really rambly video, and I'm gonna need a cigarette to talk about what I'm about to talk about next, and I might not even upload it, but fuck it. So I'll tell you that story about Charlie, to tell you the story about Omar, whatever the fuck, fucktarded fuck, from Orlando, who, as everyone already knows was responsible for the killing of 49 people and injuring dozens and dozens of other people. And he was a Muslim. And it's just crazy to me how, you know, 9/11 and all that shit, and you fast forward now, it's like not only now not only do Americans, you know, I shouldn't say have to worry as in like this paranoia Islamophobia shit, but not only do we have to worry about people being born in the Middle East, being Muslims, and worshipping and sucking the dick of Allah and thinking Islam is the be-all end-all of human vocabulary and communication. Not only do we have to worry about motherfuckers from the Middle East coming to the States and wreaking havoc, but because of this fucker, now he was born in he wasn't born in the Middle East. He was born in America. He was born in New York. Now, it's crazy. It's weird to me. Maybe not as weird as I'm making it out to be, but it's weird how someone can be born in America and still be raised and pumped full of the Islamic, toxic, treacherous ideology. It's just so, you know, it pisses me off, you know, when people are like, are black people more susceptible to this? Are Mexicans more susceptible to that? Are fucking Islam's more violent? You know, it's like, no. If you're born a quote-unquote normal, functioning human being with a normal brain without any fucking mental diseases or deficiencies, regardless of your race and your heritage and your culture, you're still just a blank slate as a child when you're growing up, or even as, you know, as a toddler growing up, and what you see throughout your years as, you know, being a young kid and teenager, young adult, and all that. It's all learned behavior from the surroundings around you, the people around you, your family, your friends, whatever. So I don't want to go on where were the parents, blame the parents trip, but how did that happen, you know? How does a motherfucker born in the States, I'm not saying that if you're born in the States you're automatically a saint, that's not what I'm trying to get at, but I'm sure people probably, the two people that watch this video will be like, well, it's not the case. But it's just crazy to me, you know, how it's here. It's here now. It's not planes flying into buildings anymore. It's people being born here in America with these ideologies that just, how do those beliefs become so strong in a person's mind, you know? I can't wrap my mind around it. And it sucks because of fucktards like Omar, bumfuck, who knows what the fuck his last name is, but it sucks that motherfuckers like Omar just continue to give the easily my rights and my amendment Americans, it sucks that he gives Muslims a bad name, because they're not all bad people. And regardless of what label you want to slap on yourself and be like, I'm a liberal, I'm a leftist, I'm a feminist, I'm a men's rights activist, I'm a conservative, whatever fucking label you want to slap on yourself, by all means, it's your human right. But whatever label or ism you want to lump yourself into, it doesn't automatically mean that everybody else falls in line and just is a mindless drone to that ideology just because they decided to identify with that ideology or that community of people or whatever. I mean, I'm Hispanic, you know. I'm not Mexican, I wasn't born in Mexico. Hispanic. Although I do have family that was born in Mexico. And for the most part, you know, in case you couldn't tell I was Hispanic by looking at my beautiful mug. For the most part, most Hispanics, where I'm from here, are, if I had to pick a religion that dominates Hispanic culture where I live, I'd say it's Catholicism. Now, and I've seen it with my own two eyes, and even then, even then, the Catholics that slap the Catholicism label on them, I've seen them argue more times than I can count, more times than I can remember, about what true Catholicism really is, and about what a true Catholic really does. And they'll go off on that for hours, and they lump themselves in the Catholic Church community, whatever. Yet they all hold different beliefs. Some are just more lightly about it. It gives them a certain solace in their soul that they believe they're gonna see their loved ones when they die, and whatever. And it ends there. And that's, if they want people want to hold on to that, that's good. Whatever helps you sleep at night. But then there's those militant hellfire and brimstone Catholics that just think everything in the Bible is just like absolute truth, and if you question it, you're gonna burn in hell for all eternity, and all that stupid shit. So, a movement, any ism that you identify with, people seem to make the mistake that they just think everyone's a mindless drone that follows that ideology word for word. And it's like, not all Muslims. It's like, well, no shit. Not all white people, not all black people, not all Hispanics, not all orange people, not all yellow people. It doesn't dictate your fucking actions just based on the color of your skin, you know. I just don't know anymore. Now I was doing just debating this in my head last night while I was laying in bed, and I kind of just did arrive at the conclusion that there's no reason for anyone in America to own an assault rifle. There just really isn't. You want to protect your home, you want to do this, right to bear arms. Okay, I get it, but I mean, it's the good old handgun or granddad's shotgun. Like, that isn't good enough anymore. We need, the fact that my neighbor can just have an AR-15 with 20 banana clips in it. Like, there's no purpose in that. These are weapons that were designed for fucking war, to kill people, large sums of people in a short amount of time. And the fact that my neighbor can just have shelves and shelves of AR-15s with banana clips and drums that hold 500 bullets, it's insane. There's no reason for it. There really isn't. But people are like, oh, my amendment, I got the right to bear arms. And it's like, yeah, but when that was written, they weren't talking about fucking assault rifles that hadn't even been invented yet. And I guess but now we're here, It's not a question of, but what if this and what if that, because now there's just thousands and thousands and hundreds and millions of fucking assault rifles in America, in American households. So it is really hard to just say, oh, I have the perfect solution, I have the answer. But it's fucked. Well, I've been going on for 13 minutes now, and sure, if you decipher 30 seconds of this video, I might have come off as a stupid, ignorant, dumb cunt who doesn't know jack shit, and I'm fucking typecasting people, blah, 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 blah. But if I had to end it on any note, it'd be that, what's it gonna take? What's it gonna take? Another thing that pisses me off, how this Omar fucker has like a Wikipedia page, and it's like, I don't get the glorification of that these fuckers get, it's just fucking, it's crazy to me, I'll never have a Wikipedia page, unless I like take enough shrooms and like I'm able to know what happened before the Big Bang. Okay, then maybe I'll be in the Wikipedia page, but maybe I'll get my own page. But other than that, I'm not gonna. I don't see how I'll ever achieve that, and it just pisses me off that people, the media is just like, oh my God, this is the world record for the most mass shootings in American history. He has the world record. All right, it's 49. Who's gonna break it? Like, that, it's just the way, like, American media portrays this shit, and it just pisses me off. It's just like, you really have to go and say, like, the most killings, mass killings in American history. And it's just like, it sounds like America just trying to erase parts of history and be like, no, forget about the heinous shit that we did as Americans. Let's just pin it on this Muslim, because it's just more convenient, you know, for the American public. We'll just blame it on the Muslims, we'll blame it on Islam, you know, or do that, you know. The one that has the world record for the most mass shootings in American history, woo! It's this guy, it's Omar, go check out his page, and I just... Sure, you want to keep people informed, alright, give them a Wikipedia page for like 2 weeks, people can get informed, they can get an idea where he was from, where he was born, his parents, yada yada. After that, just take that shit down. Who cares? Who cares? Why does it need to just be in the archives forever and ever? And then you read it, and it's just like... The way they write it, you know, the way they book these people, it's just... You know... Because I've just been hearing that a lot, and reading that a lot in the media lately, and it's just like... The most mass shootings in American history. It's like, no, it's not. It's not. It's not. I'm sorry, but it's not. Be like, well, which one is it? Pick your poison, baby. Read the history books. Pick your fucking poison. And until the media stops glorifying these fucktards the way it does, I suppose nothing will ever change.